Hey there, you're watching the Dave Does channel. I, of course, am Dave Does, and this is Dave Does Reacts. And today I'm going to be checking out At the Gates and To Drink from the Night Itself. Recently did a whole album review of a classic At the Gates album from '95, I think it might have been. Over on the ADK Rock and Metal channel, where we were doing our kind of retrospective album reviews, and we were all quite impressed by that particular album. So I thought I'd go and check out this music video myself and see what this one is all about. Now, with my videos, I won't be pausing or talking over the video, so we'll be playing the video from start to finish, talk about it all at the end. Main thing to remember is it doesn't matter what I say about this video, like it, hate it, I'll always try to be respectful for the musicians and what their contributions and what they've put into their music, their heart and their soul. But really, the only thing that is important is that you enjoy your music and you don't let other people tell you what you can and can't enjoy. If you are interested in why I do this, I've been doing music for over 30 years now, on and off in different bands, currently playing with the band Telescribe, and of course Nothing Gained as well, which is my other band, historically. You can find us out on Spotify and YouTube, various music videos, etc. I'm currently working on the last few shows of this year with both bands, and then heading into the studio next year with Telescribe for the writing of the second album. So busy bee. But yeah, let's get to this. This is At the Gates and To Drink from the Night Itself. I'll talk about it all at the end. It's a 3.5 minute song, so not massive. I'm expecting high energy. Let's do it. Okay, there we go. At the Gates, and as we to drink from the night itself. So I was trying to remember why this had popped up on my feed or why it had been recommended to me, and I thought there was something about it that about why I was asked to check out At the Gates, and it was because the singer Thomas Lindberg had died on the September the 16th. It's September the 28th today, but it was September the 16th. When he passed away, and it was someone in our local rock and metal scene had mentioned it, and I just was sitting there. That's why I had to check my phone. I was like, "Why?" There was a reason why this was asked for me to go check out some At the Gates. It wasn't specifically this song. It was just go. Can you do some check out the At the Gates? So I'm not. It's not going to change what I'm going to talk about in the video or what I say about the video, and I'm not going to make it all about that because there'll be plenty of videos about that. But it's always sad when someone within the metal scene, especially if it's a huge influence to your style. Now, as I said, At the Gates, or I don't know. No, I haven't said. At the Gates was never a band I really came across. I was never hugely into the melodic death metal scene and the Gothenburg scene. Have covered Dark Tranquillity, have covered In Flames, and those bands have definitely grown on me over the years, and so now I suppose At the Gates as well, especially after that song. That was a very, very cool track. So it's always sad, especially when it's obviously something from Cancer. But I'm not going to dwell on that. It's just obviously, sad to see another person go from our rock and metal world. But let's talk about this song. Let's talk about the music, and we'll talk about the video as well. So, performance-based video, shot very, very nicely in some sort of abandoned style building. Perfectly functional, does the job, captures the energy of a live show or a live vibe of a band. So does the job. Not a lot, nothing really going on storytelling. It's purely performance based, and I think it does the job. Not a huge amount of rewatch value in it, apart from if you like some of the cool shots in it. But yeah, you're not going to gain anything from that. So let's focus on the music. So melodic death metal, I'm not a big fan of, but I prefer it over normal death metal. I love the harmonization elements. I love the guitar works in these. I think his vocals were absolutely phenomenal on the track, in the sense that it's weight, it's got heaviness, it's got guts in there, but you can hear the clarity of delivering that, which I don't always get with death metal. A lot of time with death metal, I have no idea what they're saying. And with extreme metal, definitely I have no idea what's going on. It's just squealing and grunting and stuff like that, which I don't like with melodic death metal bands like In Flames, Dark Tranquillity, etc. And of course, At the Gates. What you do get is heavyweight, but clarity. And I think that works really well. And I really enjoyed what he did on the vocal delivery. It's 3.5 minute song. Perfect length for something you want to listen to. Transitions in the song from section to section worked really, really well. You never felt like you were just getting battered over the head for 3.5 minutes. You've got like areas of respite where you've got this intensity, and then it kind of just settles into a nicer mid-tempo kind of groove to give you that breathing space that you expect with melodic death metal. It's not going to be for me, it wasn't a track that absolutely blew the other bands away, but it sits very comfortably in it. Massively, easily accessible track. So really good for people that were trying to get transition into that scene, if you're into it. If you're trying to get from one form of rock metal into melodic death metal, this would be a good example of that, as long as you don't mind the aggressive vocal styles, which is usually the barrier for a lot of people. But if you do not mind that, I think this would be a good song to transition people, especially into At the Gates or into that scene as a whole. And it is a bit of a mindful from the early melodic death metal, where you had huge differences in time signature changes, and then some of the latter stuff, which is kind of more crossover into what you'd say alternative modern metal, or you've also got stuff which is almost new metal in some areas, especially when you look at some of the In Flames crossover sort of stuff from back in the day, maybe Clayman album, something like that. So this song would be really good. Jester's Race from In Flames is another great album to kind of transition people over to. But yeah, I actually enjoyed the track. Obviously sad to hear of the loss for the vocalist and obviously his family and people of the fans of the band At the Gates, etc. But they have left a legacy, and I don't know what they will do going forward as a band, or if it will be a case of that's it for the band and they'll or if they can find any way of moving forward and honouring the legacy of the singer. I don't know. We'll wait and see. But yeah, good song there from At the Gates, To Drink from the Night Itself. Let me know what you think in the comments there below. Thank you very much for watching. See you in another video sometime very soon. Take care.